What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. That's what we're supposed to say. After we released the Buick video, there's a lot of people that ask for more information about just builds and stuff that we do. We really don't do that many anymore. More maintenancing cars that we've already built. So we have a beautiful X275 car behind us that is owned by Ducky Johnson Racing. If you know anything about X275, this car used to be orange and piloted by Dean Marinas, which Dean still drives the car. He still has a lot to do with it. Dean is really an X275 legend. This car is an X275 legend. It is probably has raced X275 consistently longer than any other car that there is, and somebody can maybe correct me, but it's got a long-standing relationship with this class. It is very true to the X275 class. This is a real Mustang. This car, I'm pretty sure, started off with just an 850 cert cage that has been updated throughout the years just because it continually got faster. This car was also originally built by Ron and Ronnie Rhodes of Rhodes Custom Auto, which, if you know anything about Ron and Ronnie, again, true gangsters of X275. Good friends to us. We have an awesome relationship. I love those guys. So I'll show you something we did on the chassis tag that I think is really cool on this car. So honestly, dude, just one of my favorite cars that we work on, have updated. I liked it orange, but I really like it blue. It's really cool. So again, they did the original part of it. Open up the door. So this thing's pretty much a standard Mustang, honestly. Like it's still got all the factory floor pan that we did all the carpet and everything over. You know, a factory-ish kind of looking dash that is on all carbon dash, but then just beautiful carbon work that Jay did. So basically, from the main hoop of this car back is everything that we did. We did update some stuff in the front as well. The last time it was here, just to get weight off of it. This is the business side of it. It's kind of rubbing off. We're gonna have to get Brandon to touch that up. But it's got a, we never would take off anybody's chassis tag. That is extremely disrespectful. So it still carries Ron and Ronnie's chassis tag, and then just with a little arrow pointing 10 soldier in the back. Just again, it's just an honor to work on the same car with those guys. Love them. So the last time we had the car in, again, we updated the back of it. We updated the front. It actually still had steel fenders and stuff on it the last time. So now it has a one-piece carbon nose. And we cut a lot of weight off of it. It actually had Scott rod panels in it, like making it all look really good, and it was very heavy for what they were trying to do. So we lightened it up a lot and got the car to its minimum weight at the time. So right now, this is the fastest conventional headed big block car in X275. It has been a one flat 60 foot with stock style rear suspension that we did. And a 419 out the back. So this thing is very, very fast. You could take the wing off of it and it would look almost like a stock car. That's one of the things that is awesome about X275. So this is it. Ducky Johnson Racing's beautiful X275 car. Now we got to get 100 more pounds off this thing. So bring Brad in. We'll go over our ideas of what we're going to do. We're going to kind of document a lot of that stuff for you all about, you know, how much weight we get off of it. Again, the goal is to get 100 pounds out of a already light car. So right now, we'll put it on the scales to give you, I won't say the number, I'll give you an exact number when we put it on the scales here in a little bit to show you what it weighs now, and then to get another 100 pounds off of it's going to be tough. It does still have an iron big block in the front. So they make an iron block motor will actually make a little bit more horsepower than an aluminum motor. So actually putting an aluminum motor in it would be an easy way to get around 100 pounds off of it. But since it doesn't make as much power, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? It's got to keep that iron motor in it, and we actually need the weight. So we run this car somewhere around 56, 57% on the nose. Brad ain't got no fancy wireless scales. He don't trust them.
These things are ancient.
Yeah, they are.
20-year-old scales.
These have scaled and set up some of the fastest race cars in the country.
Yeah, this is no lead bolted on it, no driver, no nitrous bottle. But other than that, it's It's got a full tank of fuel and all the fluids and everything. It's at race weight minus nitrous bottle.
Sorry,
there you go. 2425.
So we got to get around 100 pounds off this car. This wing right now is aluminum. So we had our friend Mike Kostick make us this top. He just sent us a top. We have to cut it to fit. So we're going to replace our aluminum top here with carbon fiber. We're
gonna weigh it and see if it's actually any lighter.
Yeah, he said it's going to be like Mike said it should be about 3 pounds.
We'll see. I don't think it will, but we'll see.
that's what Mike's saying. So, and then also, if we have time, I would like to send the spill plates to Mike to get them redone, but I don't know if we'll have.
Happen.
I don't think we're
not gonna have enough time.
And then also, our friend Cameron Johnson Racecars, we love him. He's going to send us a bunch of titanium stuff. So, chute mount.
Yeah, all this will be made out of titanium, which titanium weighs about half of steel. So, if that chute mount weighs 5 pounds, it'll now be 2.5. I don't know.
You don't gain a lot for it.
When you get to this point, when you're replacing stuff with titanium, it's big money for
Small gains.
Small gain.
Yeah. And then the chute receiver, we're gonna make that out of titanium. That honestly, that'll probably save more weight than really what this is.
We need to do a pin on 2-piece trunk or something, because it's still got all the hinges and everything. The trunk still opens like normal, but again, I don't know if we're gonna have time before their next race.
And the paint, if we do that, you're kind of back into paint. So that kind of sucks. The other thing you'll see on this car, it doesn't have a lot of dish in the wheel. So that's kind of one of them things I said, like, this car's been a race car a long time. So they probably, at some point, this car already had this wheel package on it. So then they just built a rear end for it. But those wheels, again, they don't have a lot of dish. So that wheel and rear end is actually heavier, because the more dish that you can give the wheel, the more narrow the rear end is. So going up.
So if we cut the rear end down and put a deeper dish wheel, we'll be able to get rid of some tube here. So we'll be able to save some weight there. We might possibly get rid of the floater and go to like a pro stock 2-piece axle or something. That'll save a little bit of weight.
Yeah, the floater stuff's heavy, and it does already have carbon brakes on it. It's got them all the way around.
Well, a carbon's really meant for a floater is really meant for like a pro mod or something making really, really big power. So really like a 1800 horsepower nitrous car doesn't really need a floater.
Yeah.
So we could save some weight there. There's still some of the factory frame rail that could get cut out of it with the way that X275 cars are going nowadays. They don't have much factory frame rail left in them.
Yeah, when we did this one, like, the rules say they have to be the back of the wheel tub, so we just cut them off from their back the last time.
The rest of that frame was already existing as it was. There's also still some metal. It's kind of hard to see, but there's still some of the factory rocker up in here. So there's still some metal that we could cut out up in here. So a little bit of weight there.
There's always a constant question on the internet, is if my Mustang needs a wishbone. It does not.
Yeah. So we talked about that. We cut the wishbone mounts off. Yeah, this thing actually came in with a wishbone, and I took the wishbone off of it. They were like, "You sure we don't need the wishbone?" I was like, "I promise you don't." And we set it up, and they took it to the racetrack, and Dean's like, "This thing drives awesome." Yeah. I was like, "I told you."
The key to Mustangs is, see how big this anti-roll bar is? Big honking anti-roll bar.
Yeah.
That's what they need. So, but
yeah, there's not a whole lot of stuff that as you can see, it's all tube and carbon up there from the last time we worked on it. So there isn't a whole lot left that we can cut out of it, but there's some tabs here, tab here.
And as we cut that stuff off, we'll probably throw it in a bucket and just keep adding it.
For science.
Yeah. we could maybe put a carbon fiber anti-roll bar in it because Hammer makes one of those, which it's a really trick piece. But then you're into, this actually has a hybrid TRZ anti-roll bar in it now. So it'd be kind of, we'd have to remount it all.
Yeah. So we'll see.
We'll weigh it. We're gonna weigh everything as we do it, just so we can, and there's a little bit of floor stuff I think that we can get out of it, maybe.
Yeah, not much. I mean, this thing does still have like literally the original floor pans in. When it was originally 25.5, I don't think they didn't cut the pans out.
No, those are.
So these are like the OG pans to the car. So they still got some like double layers of bracketry and stuff on them that you could drill. We can drill the spot welds out and get, you know, a couple little pieces of metal off.
I mean, Dean could go on a diet. He says he's 180 pounds.
I told him, I was like, you just need to hire a 100-pound driver. That'd be the cheapest, easiest thing you can do.
And I think we're gonna redo all the 4-link bars out of titanium. Cameron's gonna send us stuff to do that.
Yeah.
So that'll be a little bit of weight.
I already actually did the math on the 4-link bars. I weighed the 4-link bars. They're
He forgot his math.
I wrote it down. Hold on. Oh, please.
A few moments later.
They're 6 pounds for the bars themselves with no rod ends. So if we do them out of titanium, you'll save a whopping 3 pounds.
Probably $800, maybe more, to save 30 pounds.
Yeah.
I love this rear end housing too. This is not our rear end housing. This is
That's a racecraft housing.
It is beautiful.
The only reason we probably won't build a rear end housing for it is because that one's really nice. It's already in there, and I don't think our housing would, you know, it's not like we could build a lighter housing for it. Our housing's pretty much going to be pretty similar in weight to the racecraft housing, so, you know, it's not really, there's no sense in building a whole new housing to save no weight, you know.
And it's a beautiful housing, beautiful.
So most of the weight that we're going to want to cut is from the back end?
Yeah, so they had some weight hung on the front end as they were racing it to help with the wheelies, because this thing, I mean, it lives in the 101 to 103 60-foot range. Yeah. Well, it's been 100, so 100 to 103 60-foot range it lives in, and so it's all about keeping the front end on the ground. So yeah, we need more weight out of the back so that they can take the lead that they had on the front off. So
in theory, if we get 30 pounds off the back,
you should be able to take that 30 pounds off the front. It's like it's the teeter-totter effect, yeah.
So it needs to be sitting here at 23, 25.
Needs to be. That's going to be tough to do in the time frame that we got, but we'll see.
What is the time frame?
I think they're racing it in January.
Yeah.
So.
A month?
Yeah.
At the most.
So, and then Tony, we got to take we're going to take the motor out, get it to Bischoff. Bischoff's going to freshen it and do a couple things to it. And then Dean and Pat Musi are real good buddies. So we're going to take all the hose off of it. They have a lighter weight hose you can do. So we're going to take all them off, send them to Pat. They're going to remake all those hoses with their lighter weight stuff. So then when we put it back together, we can do it with that. I mean, this thing's light. You know, I mean, 24, 28 with a
iron big block, yeah.
Yeah, that's light. So, you know, we're asking.
Yeah, Charlie Brown's 2,900 with an aluminum big block.
Yeah. Yeah, we just borrow this and go no prep racing. Yeah. We can put some slicks on this bad boy. And Charlie likes to gamble, so yeah, he might like that. But yeah, that's the plan, I guess, is we're just going to start cutting, throwing parts in a bucket, order a bunch of titanium from Cameron, and see where we end up.